right. Oh, that's a surprise. It didn't work out as we planned, but it's fine. So, welcome everyone to our weekly stream. Today, as you see, is my guest, Oscar, who we will introduce in a second, because the plan was that I will open up the stream and then I will join him on the stage, but what can I do? I messed it up. So yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good. And great. Ryan is here. Hello, Ryan. Good to have you here. Hello, John. So yeah, what is the plan for today? First of all, Łukasz is not here today with us, unfortunately. He will be joining us next week because of some problems he had, but everything's fine. Don't worry about him. Hello, Vladimir, as well. And for today, as always, we will be going through the news because we like news and a lot of things are happening, and we want to cover that ground. Second of all, we have a special live coding today planned. It might go completely bad. It might go perfect. We have no idea. And the main reason is, okay, let me explain. For today, we are planning to do live activities. We will be implementing them using React Native, using native modules, using Expo modules. There will be a lot of fun. But I'm also extremely stressed out because Oscar convinced me that we should go rogue. We should improvise. We should show people how it's like to work with the project that is not, pre-planned for demo. And that's why I've been looking in the corner with my eyes, because we have a project like that. We used that project when we were presenting Reanimated 4, and this project is in complete mess. Like, it's not even building right now. So I'm a bit stressed. That's why I'm looking here. Hopefully, I will be able to fix it soon. But yeah, the plan. That's the plan for today. And in the meanwhile, while I'm trying to fix up everything that I broke a second ago, Oscar, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. So, hey everyone. Thank you, Kevin, for this intro. It didn't go exactly as planned, unfortunately, but it was a nice plan. Like it kind of like popped up there unexpectedly. But yeah, my name is Oskar Kwaśniewski. I'm a senior software engineer at Callstack, as Kevin. And yeah, like it turns out we recently worked on pretty similar things regarding live activities. So we decided it would be a good thing to do some live coding today and try to set it up. I also don't remember how to set it up like from scratch, so we'll have some fun trying to figure out this from the docs. So you have kind of a chance to see how like we go through the docs, how we look for things, how we, I don't know, prompt ChatGPT to fix something. So I think it would be a lot of fun.
And you'll be able to see how we fail, basically, or how we succeed. Because we will be most of all using Mr. Evans Bacon Apple targets to set everything up. We'll be using Expo modules to add additional, like to present some stuff and to, of course, make the live activities work. There is also, and Oscar doesn't know about that yet, There is a small a sneak peek by the end of the stream, a small surprise for everyone. But we'll get back to it. It's for the bravest ones that will stay till the end.
Okay, nice. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like I've seen the sneak peek today, of course, and I was a bit blown away. I'd even say surprised and excited. But yeah, maybe for small warm up to get into the groove, to get ourselves talking. Oscar, what have you been working on this week? What were your struggles? And what did you learn this week?
Okay. So unfortunately, I cannot talk about most of what I've been working on, but I can talk about some of this. So, for example, like today, I released a new version of React Native, like at Callstack/Liquid Glass. It's Liquid Glass for React Native. So we've been facing issues with like context menu and Liquid Glass in our project, and it finally is resolved with this version. So I just like an hour before stream, I posted about this. Yes, it was pretty recent release. And other than that, yeah, we are polishing the app to like our client app to get it to the App Store. So like the final stretch, getting some rejections from Apple saying we should fix some things. But yeah, so it was a week basically of fighting with Apple review and trying to make them happy. But it looks like they're happy now. So yeah, it's finally happening.
Good, great to hear. So there is a possible weekend full of exciting chillax for you after completing the final stretch. That's great. For me, this week was it was like hit or miss basically. So my biggest struggle this week, I was working because on the project we were working on, we started working when we had Expo 52. And it was a very, very fast project, incredibly fast. Like in half a year, we pushed like over 1,000 commits, and like small team, but very, very productive. And yeah, my job was to bump the Expo to first 53 and then 54. And then since everything broke and wasn't working right, I also had to bump Reanimated to 4 and then redesign quite a bit of code. So thankfully, I managed to finish that also right before the stream. Hopefully everything will be working. So now it's the testing phase, and possibly, hopefully before the weekend, it will be also merged and tested, and it will be fun. And before we start, hello, Anna, I hope. Anaspe. And hello, Vivek. Good to have you all here. Looks like people are starting to gather. So what do you say we switch to screen sharing? As you can see, I'm a bit more calm now because the app is working. I brought it up to life. And hello, Danny. Good to have you here.
Hey, Danny. Yeah, on the note of upgrading ISO, we were also doing an upgrade this week, so I just realized that, and we landed SDK 54. So yeah,
so
SDK 54
from 53 to 54.
No, from 52 straight.
Oh, also, 54. Yeah, it's I wanted to really do it step by step. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So many people today. Hello, Rodolfo, and hello, Ragati. Good to have you all here. Yeah, we wanted to do it slowly. First to 53, then to 54. Why are you doing all this to me? Hello, Satish. First time so many people are saying hi, but it's so cool to see you all here. Yeah, but at the end we so actually bumping from 52 to 53 was very easy, but from 53 to 54 it was a nightmare. Like so many things stopped working, and I learned quite a bit of tricky stuff, like jumping into your device logs to find what crashed, because some things were crashing like instantly, and then basically pre-building the app to look into the Xcode project to find the projects that are using the dependency that was failed. It was a wild ride, but a lot of fun as well.
Nice.
Okay, so let me now share the screen on my, this will be the screen. Now share screen, share window, and this window. Amazing. Danny asks, will you use Expo Live Activity or something different? Well, we will be using a native implementation set up with Evans Bacon's Expo targets, Apple targets for Expo. So I really hope that with that, all of y'all will be able to see how to work with Expo modules, how to work with plugins, how to work with a bit of native code. So my aim is to show everyone that with current age of AI and all of those tools that can help you, it's like native part of the code doesn't have to be scary. It's actually super empowering. Like once I learned the native parts, the native side, I feel like I've gotten like 10x powers and calm and confidence as a developer. Because now that when somebody's, oh, we want to do this feature, do we have a library for that in React Native? I can confidently say, you know what, we don't have a library for that, but I can just write you a module, a native custom module for that, and no worries. So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, but I think the Expo Live activity is also pretty cool. I'm not sure if you can actually like just use this. I think it's, my guess is you have to use the Bacon's target thing to actually add the native code, because looking at this repo, it looks like it just gives you those methods. So what we'll be doing in like the Expo module, so like start live activity, update, and everything around it. But as of now, as of like today, you still have to do native Swift to like do the views, because there was a project that is doing it in JavaScript, but I don't think it's yet released. It's Voltra, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
There was something like this. That's doing it, but it's not yet released. So yeah, in our project, we've been doing this in Swift.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's maybe jump into the newsletter and then.
Yeah, let's quickly answer two questions.
Okay.
Vladimir asked, are there any limitations when using live activities in Expo? Like, is everything accessible same as in native code? Yes, because we'll be using native modules. So basically everything you can write in native code will be accessible to you. And like, I want to like use this section to also present how powerful this is, and that you don't always have to rely on accessible libraries. Trust me, it's going to be fun. And Vivek asks, we use RNCLI, not using Expo. We will get this late. I really believe that with the setup we'll be doing here today, it doesn't matter if you're using Expo, RNCLI, or anything, because it's all native code at the end. There might be a slight difference in terms of how to set it up in CLIs, in continuous integration and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, these are simple ideas that are not like, I will be using Expo because I love Expo, and I like, it's super useful. It made my life super easier for quite a bit now. So I will be using Expo, but these are the ideas and the ways of working with code that are straight connected to React Native. It's not Expo exclusive. But let's pause with the live activities. We will get to that, no worries, in the second part. So, prepare
I have something to add to that. So yeah, let's get to the newsletter and then let's focus on it, because I won't get into the details, but I have something to tell you about errands here. Like, if you want
we will at least scan everything. Okay. So I'm sorry. Quick water.
Oh, that's a big water bottle.
Yeah, it's a 2 liters, I think, 2.4 liter. Okay, so this week in React, as always, thanks to Sebastian for providing the amazing newsletter for us. So let's jump to React section. There's Next.js 16 that I believe we already covered. Wait, October 22. Yeah, it's from yesterday. I think
so it's just a stable release. Maybe you covered on RC or something.
Yeah, possibly. But I think that most of those things we were already. Yeah, I remember use cache. The turbo pack will be stable, enabled by default. Yeah, the beta was released 2 weeks ago. So I guess that then now it will be stable. So that's great news. Continuing async React demo. Service.
Oh, okay, so it's the demo from ReactConf, where Rick was doing because he didn't manage to finish his talk on day 1, so he was continuing the talk on day 2. So yeah, it's fine. It's the demo site. Try it.
And okay, yes. Oh no, wait. No. I know what I meant. No, I didn't mean that. So, can you explain what we are looking at?
I have no idea. I didn't attend the talk.
Oh, okay. So this is the get and the post. So let's increase to maybe 50 seconds the get and 50 seconds the post. Are these seconds or milliseconds? These are milliseconds, not seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so I assume that this will be presenting. These are the I guess that these tabs are using activities. Danny says it's a demo of using transition and suspense. Oh, okay.
All of the new APIs introduced.
And action props. Okay. So I guess there is no point of look. It's at as async dash react.dev. Let me show you the link.
It's probably the best to check it out after watching the talk.
Yeah. Just check it out yourself, because these are all of the newest and best way would be to actually, I think, run the demo and talk in the background as well to make your learning experience twice as fast. But okay, so this is dope. There are surveys. If there will be anything that pops up in your eyes, let me know.
Oh, there is a typo.
Typo. Native. React Native. Pragmatic Engineer Survey. Form documentation. Shadcyan is amazing, but it's not really that connected to React Native now. DevTools, Cloudflare, okay. React Server components, they really improve performance.
Oh, this sounds interesting.
Comprehensive data-driven comparison of can you
client-side rendering, server-side rendering, and React Server components.
Oh, okay. Wait, so version only improved performance by refactoring the app and introducing suspense boundaries. And despite the optimizations, the client-side app still takes a long time to become interactive. Let's take a peek maybe at... Oh, it's one of... Oh, I love articles like that.
Nice.
A lot of code examples.
Yeah, look at the scroll bar on the right. It's so...
Yeah. It's amazing. Like I love articles like that because there's one comment from Danny. He did a cool demo where he built everything up the long way and then showed how you could remove 90% of the code. Nice. So this is this demo?
Yeah,
or...
that for sure is this demo.
Okay.
I have to rewatch this talk because I was there in person, but I didn't attend too many talks. So
okay. You know what? I'm gonna bookmark this article because I love articles like that, because by like those comparisons and measurings, you also learn a lot of how those things work in the background, which is great. 1 year with Next.js April. We're moving on. React Conf recap. We discussed React Conf quite a bit already last week. Running Next.js inside ChatGPT, a deep dive into native app integration. What do you mean Next.js inside ChatGPT?
Oh, so now ChatGPT can write Next.js apps, or
I don't know. Like, this is getting seriously crazy. Like, I feel like more and more I see those nodes that, oh, we figured out how to run this with this and that on this. And it sounds very complicated. Danny says, oh, hello, Grzegorz. Good to have you. Danny says, ChatGPT has a new thing where you can chat with apps, like MCP stuff. Oh, okay. So they figure out how to run Next.js, so you can, I guess, chat with Next.js and maybe somehow build your app with chat, which is cool.
Interesting.
Let's take a quick peek. Running in such a deep dive into native app integration. What ChatGPT apps and MCP enable? We kind of know that. How ChatGPT nested iframe architecture breaks modern frameworks. Oh, okay. So the Next.js is nested in iframe.
Yeah. Okay. So this is similar to what's like already been done by some other apps like V0.
So something like artifacts and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I guess it's kind of like smaller apps. I'm not sure. It'd be cool to check it out because can it only like run it once, or can it iterate on the apps?
Okay.
But I guess this is the how they did it, right? Not too much you can do with this.
That's also quite a big. I won't be adding that to bookmarks, mainly because I feel like everything that Vercel releases is worth reading. So I just can go to Vercel blog and just go through every article. How to transform Callstack. Okay, a lot of videos, a lot of new packages. Let's jump to React Native.
Solito 5. Nice.
What you sound like you know what's that?
Yeah, so it's a way to like using React Native and Next.js together. I'm not sure. I never used it actually, but I heard about it and heard some good things.
Okay, I'm gonna need an explanation. What do you mean by connecting those? Does it mean that you can run Next.js server on like native side, or like on your phone, or you like
No, I don't think so. I think it's just like a way to run from one code base. Like it drops React Native Web. So before it was using React Native Web, and you could just like, I think, reuse components and also reuse navigation. So you've got the Solito/link. Yeah, so you could ask Grzegorz on the chat. Said you could
Grzegorz
use
says
like
it's Expo link versus next link under one API. It's like an abstraction layer between the screen's navigation between Next.js and React navigation.
So from one code, you could just run both.
So
that's nice.
So basically, I would be able to seamlessly merge like my Next.js implementation and things I set up on my web Next.js and my React Native app. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not all of it, because I'm not sure how it's done on V5. But like if V4 was relying on React Native Web, you had to like use React Native Web for components. Now is what's it based now on? Is it default files always web first?
So wait. So does it mean that if I have an app using Next.js, right? Then can I just create a new fresh app with React Native? Let's say Expo maybe. Oh no, it's React Native. I can add Solito and then just one link to my app from Next.js, and voila, I have an app that runs on my phone like directly, because
no, I don't think it's that simple. I think it's more. You have to do more. Like this is probably the ideal future we would want. Like just reuse all the web code on native. But I think this allows you to like share. Yeah, you basically. So Danny says you basically set up a monorepo and reuse a package with your screens in. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. That sounds very interesting. So Solito. Okay. Okay. That sounds actually very interesting. Because
yeah, I have to try it out, like set up from scratch. I never did.
You know what? I have a small app that runs on Next.js that maybe on one stream we could try out the Solito and basically display that on like React Native app.
So Grzegorz is saying Solito is just to handle link component, nothing else. Okay. So you have to handle the rest of like code sharing yourself, or either do like .native files, like .native.tsx, and then just normal ones for web.
Okay. Akinjid says that use Solito in its early stage. It's basically to share components between your web and mobile repo inside the same monorepo. Okay. Now I get it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm dumb to assume that I can just like plug my Next.js app into a fresh React Native.
Yeah, this would be cool.
But this means that we can now share like React components between React Native app and Next.js server. So it sounds like it would be a hyper productive setup, which is cool, which is amazingly cool. Yeah, sure. One day we should totally like set up the Solito project. And so my question would be, can you use that with Expo? I don't think why you wouldn't.
Yeah, it should be possible. Like I'm not sure. I think on this left side you have Expo router guide. Maybe you can open this one at the bottom.
Yeah, Expo router. Create Solito app with Expo router. Okay, so you can. Yeah, sure. One day we can test out Solito because it sounds very interesting. Next.js 16, React 19, Expo SDK 54. So all of the newest, freshest things are handled. React oh, so it's for existing. Okay, totally. One day we're gonna check it out. So Solito is now Solito 5. The library that connects React Native and Next.js navigation has reached its 5th version and further simplifies life for cross-platform developers. No more React Native web. Solito components such as link, text link, or navigation provider directly re-export Next.js components and accept class name, style, etc.
Okay, but there is an important thing that it says, like on the top paragraph, no React Native web. Wait, remove the dependency on React Native web, but on the website. So before it was using React Native web on the web. Now I guess it's only using React Native web on mobile. So
okay.
To share this code. Yeah,
okay.
This is important.
I will try to get a better handle of that for the next week, because it sounds like a super dope project and I feel silly for not providing more coverage or information on that. But if you would like to have if you would like to have an app that works both on web and on mobile, Solito sounds interesting for that.
For sure.
Okay, so RFC for strip flow types.
Yeah, this is great. Remove all flow types from React Native.
What are the flow types?
So there's TypeScript, but Facebook has its own version, let's say. It's called Flow. And pretty much all of React Native is using Flow as its typing system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's like TypeScript, it's an extension on top of JavaScript, but pretty much no one uses it except Facebook. So that's why I'm not surprised you didn't hear about this. So yeah, now they will strip it, but only from the published package. And yeah, I guess they will still use it inside. They would just remove it at the time.
Would it make any difference for devs like me, or?
I guess it. Wait, maybe it will be a smaller. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be bundled. Strip flow types. Yeah, I guess it makes the build more complex. So maybe this will. Yeah.
We have a lot of demos this week. Sorry, I started reading comment. Old times before the TypeScript was a thing, we used to use it in React Native ages ago. Okay, so it's a thing from before TypeScript, let's say.
Yeah.
There is React.
But it's still used. So, yeah.
There is React image UI, I would say, with static Hermes, Expo Skia template, and it sounds interesting because I really like Skia. Did you play with Skia ever?
Yeah, I tried to implement some animations, and yeah, it's awesome. The possibilities it unlocks. I'm not too good at it, but I copied some stuff from web, asked Cloud to fix it, and yeah, it worked. This looks sick.
Yeah, once with Łukasz, we made a pizza generating app with Skia. So basically, painting cheese and salami and stuff like that on top of the rendered pizza. And yeah, Skia sounds amazingly powerful. So am I correct saying that this is basically 3JS 2D JS? Because 3JS is for 3D, Skia is a main choice for 2D.
Yeah, but I think with Skia and or maybe no, wait. Skia and WebGPU is like a different project, but yeah, like William also was able to bring Free.js to React Native. So yeah, Skia is mostly, yeah, you are correct. It's mostly for 2D. And
Okay.
WebGPU is for 3D.
Expo UI. Whoa, I got a feedback loop. Expo UI, not about normalizing across platform, but bridges Swift UI Jetpack Compose to Expo. I've been looking a bit into that, not too much. So basically, if we go to Expo, they have in the docs now this new section for Expo UI. In the guides, I believe it was.
Maybe you can search. Should find it.
Expo UI, yeah. Jetpack Compose. So I didn't initially understand what it does, but it looks like it. Okay. Expo Jetpack Compose allow you to build fully native Android interfaces using Jetpack Compose from React Native.
Mm-hmm.
And where I fail here is that I don't. I didn't yet play around with Jetpack Compose. So maybe I will understand it better with Swift UI. Swift UI components allow you to build fully native UI using Swift UI.
Yeah, so I think how you can like understand it is that it's basically like exposing everything from Swift UI. So if you know Swift UI, it pretty much looks like you would write Swift UI. And then it's doing literally the same thing. Everything is exposed from Jetpack Compose as a separate API. So as you can see here, like you import from like bottom sheet from expo/UI/Swift UI. So this code is not cross-platform. It's just one platform.
Wait, so it kind of sounds like this is a killer of many libraries. Am I correct to think that?
Yeah, that's true. It will like it exposes everything pretty much from Swift UI. So once this hits stable, you could, for example, instead of using like React Native slider, you could use this slider from Expo UI. But the thing that's missing for me and that I've been asking Expo folks is like because now we have like basically two APIs, one for Jetpack Compose, one for Swift UI. You have no unification layer on top. So is it up to the user to implement this unification layer, or is it up to them creating something new?
Okay. Now I got it. So I like basically now, if you want to make an app that focuses mainly on Swift UI, you don't have to actually know Swift and write with Swift. You can use Expo Swift UI library and make an app that looks great on iOS but doesn't work, for instance, on Android, because you have all of that exposed to. Okay, now I get it. And your question is basically like this is UI/Swift UI. This is UI/Jetpack Compose. So I would assume that it's a similar situation to liquid glass. Like liquid glass also now doesn't have any fallback, right?
It just falls back to Vue. Yeah, so it just falls back to the Vue, or you could do a Blur, for example. But this is different because for example, because like liquid glass is only one platform thing, right? But let's say you have slider, for example, on both sides, like Jetpack Compose. If you can show it, can you show the code and we can compare if it's the same? Yeah, so this should be the same.
Okay, let me now go here to slider. Value on value change, value on value, and style.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure like you have to here use also the host, but also like you can apply modifiers. So this is like a Swift UI only thing to apply modifiers.
So
Like Jetpack Compose also have modifiers, but I'm not sure if they have, a shared layer. So as Grzegorz mentioned on the chat, you have to have now someone to build like a shared UI library that would encapsulate all of this from the user, because now you would have to basically write your UI twice, which is almost like writing native but in JavaScript. So
but I kind of understand that, because I feel like it's already an issue. Like I started writing an app, and I wanted to have this like slider picker that you have in iOS that has that like this clicks, and I wanted to implement that for both, like visually, for both Android and iOS. Android and iOS. And I had to like really look for a library that helped me do that, or I would have to implement it myself with scroll view and reanimate it or anything like that with gesture handlers to cover that functionality. And like currently, for instance, when you have Android, I can even show that, I think. Let's say React Native Picker, React Native Picker. So
pickers in React Native are a mess, I would say.
Yeah, so see, it already looks different in both implementations. So
and I think that's fine, but it's okay. It's already there. You just use this library, and it already looks like different based on the platform, and that's fine. That's how React Native. That's its promise, right? To be styled
on
for
one
a
hand,
platform.
yes, but now with this library, like when you have this, you can basically have more fine-grained control over what looks how on which platform. So
That's true.
Of course, I you know what, that's totally my assumption. I'm just pulling it out of whatever, that they will also release a library that you can just plug in Picker, and it will automatically choose the correct platform. It would just make
I think
sense.
that's what Kudo addressed in his tweet that was in this in the newsletter. I think that's talking just about it. Yeah, cross-platform support for Expo UI is still on our mind. Maybe after Swift UI and Jetpack Compose are solid. The challenge: how well can we abstract these views for universal support?
Okay. Yeah, but overall, it looks like we are going into a very, very interesting future. Like
For sure.
we're getting more and more power in fine-grained, fine-tuned control. But still, I really believe that if you want to gain one additional level as a React Native developer, play around with native code. That's what we'll be doing today, just to show that it's not scary. But that aside, just saying. Birch Docs, building a Spotify clone in React Native, a step-by-step guide using React Native Audio API for playback and background mode for controls. React Native Audio API is a very interesting thing. We played around with that a bit. I mean, I did in one of my projects. So building an entire Spotify clone with that sounds like a very interesting and fun article. So I'm gonna pop it into my backlog for reading, because like now like a small part of sharing my experience as a React Native developer when I'm planning my apps, right? So I was thinking about making an app. So of course, like, okay, I can make this will be a view, this will be this will be sliders, will be picker. And then I'm sitting down to implement that. And suddenly I realized that, it's actually not that simple, because the slider, I need to implement that in like, custom way, because I want my app to look identical on both platforms. And then I wanted to have a sound in my app, of course. But then I realized that it's not that simple, because I can't, like, for instance, we have quite a bit of libraries to generate sound on React in Next.js, for instance. Like there are very, very, like Tone.js, for instance. It allows to synthesize sound on the web, which is it's amazing, but it's not implemented in like native parts. So I would, some time ago, I would be scared and I would be like, oh my God, now I can't write my app. But now that I know native modules, I can basically create my own implementation and use native components to create a thing like that. But enough sharing, going back to articles. Why did my React Native app stop working after migrating to new architecture? Oh, see, hopefully it's nobody's problem, hopefully. Like when we started, and I don't want to dismiss the article. If you have this issue, of course, go and read it. Thankfully, when we made an init with Expo 52, we already opted out to new architecture. Like we were already in new architecture, even 52. So yeah, but this is one thing I would love to cover maybe one day on a stream, because I would love to learn more about that. I would love to understand more the differences between old and new architecture, like very, very much in depth. I feel like conceptually people understand it, the difference and what changed, but I would like to sit down and present actual differences and what, because once you understand that, you might guess and you might get why things broke and why things are not working they used to, how they used to, or not as performant or anything.
This would be a pretty long stream, but definitely interesting.
Yeah, but I just want to understand it for myself. If I'll get that, if I'll understand it, then I will 100% share with everyone as well. Okay, so we have getting started with Expo on MetaQuest.
This one is from Janek.
It's from Jan. Oh my God, so cool to see Jan here. I love Jan. Jan is amazing. And
Yeah,
Jan,
congrats Janek on being here.
If you are listening to us, congrats, because I've seen how excited you were to start working on MetaQuest apps. And like after a very short time, we already see creating articles about that. And he seems to have a lot of fun. So yeah, congrats on first article on MetaQuest. I think this is his first article on MetaQuest, right?
I'm not sure if it's first. I saw some tweets, but yeah, it seems like it's first, like getting started. So
right. So congrats on that. There is also something from Bottom Tabs.
Yeah, it's my library, so we can talk about it for a minute. I did this release this week. So yeah, I'm maintaining this. But you can play the video. So yeah, it's pretty much as we discussed, like it fits into what we discussed. It's native implementation on both platforms. And I've been like working on it for like a year now, and it was finally time to make like this big leap for 1.0. I was pretty scared because before I was like for 1 year I was on like 0.14, and now I decided let's drop all architecture and go 1.0. So
yeah, a lot of thanks to you here.
Yeah, it's automated, and there is no way to change it. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to like developing new features now with like old architecture dropped, it was honestly a nightmare for a maintainer to test all of this twice and like make sure it all works.
A quick question. Did you use Shimon's harness?
Not yet.
But are you planning to?
I'm not sure if it's working for like UI components. No idea. I guess it's mostly for like, just turbo modules and like nitro modules, stuff like this, where you can like assert the expected result. I would guess so. But I really want to do some UI tests of this library. It's overdue for sure.
Nice. So hopefully, but yeah, great job. It looks like really a lot of work, and I'm starting to actually enjoy the look of Glass UI, like liquid glass. It starts to like, especially the navigation. Like I'm not a fan of many, like, this UI has many parts, but the navigation bars, they are so satisfying to like jump around and this like droplet look.
Yeah, it really grows on you after you use it for a while. A lot of people, I guess, didn't like it at the beginning, but after you get used to it, like the old UI feels kind of old.
But still, my phone works a bit slower after upgrading to liquid glass. At least that's how I feel. Like unlocking my phone takes a while now. Maybe just, maybe it does. I don't know. One quick question though about that.
For sure.
Is the liquid glass opt-in or rather opt-out?
So it's like from iOS 26, if you still compile your app with old Xcode, you'll still get the old UI. So a lot of you, if you use like iOS 26, you probably noticed some apps like show even the old keyboard. So in the like Apple apps or some new apps, they show the new keyboard that's like glassy. But for example, I don't know, Discord, let's say, it still shows the old keyboard because it's compiled with the old version of Xcode, or it's compiled with new Xcode, but there is a flag to disable the new Glass UI. So if you turn on this flag in like info plist, you can actually like opt out from Glass in your app, but this is like a global opt-out. So you cannot just like disable the tabs to be old and have liquid glass. We have to do either fully or...
I'm mainly asking because, I bet there are people who would like to use React Native bottom tabs, but they want to keep the uniform look between the platforms, right? So that's why I'm mainly asking. And just another...
From iOS 26, you cannot do it. If you compile with new Xcode, you have to...
Okay.
I would suggest you not do it because this feature flag it's annoying from users. Like if you and opt into old UI, you have them have like the old keyboard and like old navigation. So you should opt into the new UI as fast as possible, I would say.
And one additional like random question, because we briefly went through Skia, right? And now that I saw, where was it? I lost it. Now that we saw the Skia template from Evan, do you think that it would be possible to make a Skia implementation that would replicate and allow you to basically have liquid glass on both platforms?
I think it should be possible. I saw some people on the Flutter side doing this. So they re-implemented Glass in Flutter, so it's like ultimately cross-platform. Should you do it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a different question. One of my favorite things to do is asking, is it possible? Is it possible?
Yeah, so it's possible. And like definitely some clever shader stuff was going on there to make it happen.
Okay, we have new MMKV using harness. So more and more people are using Harness to test their native sites, new Nitro, new Detox, and new videos and podcasts. And we actually covered those news in 1 hour, which leaves us additional hour for a bigger topic for today. But before that, to get into the coding mindset, let's start with the bytes quiz. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. Spot the bug.
Okay. I never actually do this. I always skip it. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we like to do it as a break before break between covering the news and then jumping into the code, into the action. Okay, so we have a const get capitalized initials. We pass in name, and we get back name, trim, split. Okay, trim, split. For each name char add 0, join.
Okay, so split by empty space.
Wait, what? Oh, get capitalized initials. Okay, we get name join to. Oh, you would. Oh, wait, to uppercase makes. Oh,
yeah, okay.
Danny got that.
Spoiled it. Yeah, I was looking at this for each and like, this seems weird. Yeah.
But wait. No. You are correct.
Because it doesn't return an array.
Exactly.
Back, so you cannot chain it.
Nice.
Yeah,
so Danny, nice. You get a trophy of spot debugger. And Ryan, now also it used for each it always returns undefined. Let's double check. We are treating for each as returns an array when it returns undefined. And that's the difference between for each and the map. Yep. Okay. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let me get a quick stretch because it will be a lot of work and a lot of stress. Before we get into that, let's jump into the Excalibur and explain a couple of things. So here we have our RN app, right? In order to get our app, let's call it maybe a mobile app. Mobile app. Here is a phone. Expo, before it started to allow modules, was doing generation. So it was doing generation for us to put our code on the mobile app. Sorry, on the mobile code. And it was doing the generation. Of course, by code, I mean our React Native, which sits on top of Swift/Kotlin. Swift/Kotlin, right?
More like Objective-C.
I'm simplifying.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was doing a generation. Now, it used to be a problem because let's say that we would like to have a picker, right? Some random picker. And we would like to write our own code for that. It used to be not possible or problematic because Expo was always doing generation and then basically removing all of the added code and then always generating the same things. There was a lot of weird issues, but now we can create our own modules and our own plugins.
So this is the flow of like Expo Go, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Because right, first was Expo Go. So now we can also write our own modules. They are basically like written in Swift or in Kotlin. You don't have to cover both platforms. And they will be added to your project. So now we have also modules. But there is also one additional very cool thing called plugins. So plugins, they allow us to get into the steps of code generation in things like EAS, and then add some stuff, remove some stuff, modify some stuff. So we will be using today Evan Bacon Apple target. Evan Bacon Expo Apple targets. In big simplification, what that library does is it provides you plugins to attach some additional modules into the generation, so it will be all deployed in your mobile app. Why this library is great? Because when we are writing those modules, we keep them in a folder, and those plugins, they make a symbolic link into the project. So we can modify all of those files in Xcode and work with them just like with a regular Swift project, and they will be updating in the same folder that we keep those files, because it's still like we need to still remember that this is like our project, right? So basically those Swift and Kotlin files, those are like regular ones, they sit kind of outside of our project because they are just like sucked into the generation phase by Expo. I know it's kind of chaotic, so why don't we just jump into the code? And for that, I need to modify my screen share, because I will be doing a very brave thing, and I will be sharing entire screen. And
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck. And yeah, entire screen. Voila. Now the magic is ruined. There's a lot of tabs behind that. Here is the project. As you can see, this project is in a huge mess. Why it's in the mess? Because I still have a bunch of uncommitted code. I have no clue what is happening in here. It's quite a bit of a, well, so let's just say, since like you can see it works, right? It's all of the,
Nice.
Oh, it's actually not animating now.
Well, it was. Oh, this is nice.
Oh yeah, sorry, because yeah, behind the screen, I had to modify some things, like I dumped down the reanimated. So it's not, so it's actually not for version 4. So no worries, reanimated 4 is still amazing. Today I was using it, it's great. And it looked like that, trust me. But as you can see, we have quite a bit of a mess. So before we start, let's just git add that all and git commit. So we will be seeing the changes that we need to do in order to implement the live activities. Git commit, chore, mess, committed, bam. And we have a clean git. Great. Now, let's go to Mr. Evans' setup. So we can go step by step. First, we need to do just npx create target. Voila. This will install all of the required things, and we are doing the... Oh, that's a new thing. I didn't have that nice UI, but as we can see, there is no live activities. But it's not a problem for us because we are starting
widget.
Okay. Please increase the font size. Okay. Is that enough? Robert, is that good? Thanks for pointing it out. Okay. And maybe a little bit smaller this. Okay. So now we have our Apple targets, right? So this is the additional module that is added now. As you can see, we have here already widget control, widget live activity, and widgets. That's basically like exposing all of that, and index.swift. Here we have widget control, and widget live activity. We will leave the widgets and widget controls for a different day. Today we are focusing only on widget live activity. So we can also go ahead and remove the widget control, and app intents has to stay.
Yeah, but like a live activity is pretty much a widget, just a dynamic one.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Although you don't have to have this app intent. The one thing I learned, so when you have your widgets, let's say add widget, and let's say timer, screen time. You have all of those here, right? And when you add them with this is basically the app intent, if I remember that correctly. So when I was implementing widgets, I didn't use the app intent implementation. I used like the old implementation to not have those resizes and stuff like that, because we didn't need them. And also like the edit widget, so you can modify things, but you also might not need that. So there are ways to avoid that implementation. But we are not talking about widgets today. We'll be focusing on live activity. So let's go back to the setup steps. Select a target to generate widgets. We covered that. If you already know your Apple Team ID, here is one issue I have. I'm not sure because I don't have Apple Team ID. Hopefully it will not be a problem. But since we are not doing AAS, we'll be doing like, as we go, everything shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay. This is a very nice command. If you have like Expo app, add this. Please give yourself a surprise party and add like pre-build iOS command, because this is very, very nice command to have, because you will be rebuilding the project quite a bit. Now, I will explain that in a second. You can now open your Xcode, and we are ready to build. Select a target and build it. So basically, in theory, that's it. Let's just quickly check if that works. So npm run pre-build iOS. There is one pretty cool also command with like ignore, no, not ignore warnings. Do you remember that? There's this uncommitted.
I don't remember how it is, but I know what you're talking about, so it doesn't prompt you.
And here, maybe I will maybe show that, because let's also go into the developer's mindset, right? Here, Evan has a great demo for live activities. We will be using that a lot today because that's a great, great resource. So let's enter that and let's see package.json, what he has in here. Pre-build, okay. Okay, so I remember that it was in different project. But yeah, we will be using that as our backup for today. So let's do the pre-build iOS, yes, with uncommitted changes. And now, what is happening now? Well, basically, now, sorry, I've been pointing to the screen. Now, Expo is rebuilding our iOS folder. That's amazing and that's annoying in the same time, because without all of the plugins and modifications, this will be basically removing all of the changes and updates we did, and yeah, like building the app from the ground up. Now, why does it do that? Because we have the EAS, right? The idea behind Expo is that you push your changes and whole app is building in the background. And after the end of the procedure, it has all of the dependencies, all of the Swift and Kotlin code and everything just bundled up and ready to go for your users. And here you can see that it's built. Now, I missed one thing, I see. In app.js, we need to add, oh, it's added already. That's great. But there is also one more thing to add in iOS. One additional, wait, okay. Let me quickly gather up everything. Before we'll jump back into the library to explain what it does and how it does it, let's maybe actually first make the live activity work, run, and display. Because I guess that would be fun, right? Our current problem is how, right? How do we run the activity? How do we start it? We have nothing to work with currently yet. So we need to make a custom module. Thankfully, and this time I will be just taking it. Thankfully, Evan already created an Expo module for that. And now, how to add an Expo module. So basically, we have an Expo module config. Let's make a new folder, call it modules. Inside, we'll make a new folder, call it live activity. Because you can have multiple modules, right? Inside live activity, we need to add expo config.json, JSON. Quick check, expo module.config, sorry. Expo.
I think you can actually like just run the Expo module create and it will do it for you.
Oh, really?
My guess. Yeah.
See, I've been constantly doing that manually.
Yeah, I will paste you. Where can I paste you the command?
On the. Oh, here we have a chat.
Oh, okay.
You can post it here.
You can.
Okay. See, I already learned something because I was constantly doing it manually.
Yeah, that will work.
Yeah. Oh my God. You just improved my life a bit. Okay. Let's say npx create expo module latest local. If it will work, then I'm very happy.
What is the name?
What's the name of the module? Live activity. Let's just use the same module. It's not empty. Yes, I want to continue anyway. It was the native module name. Just call it stream live activity, or maybe not stream, CK. Or you know what, Kevin. Kevin live activity module. Yep. Android, we are not using Android. And yeah, great. It's set up. You were right. That's super easy. Yeah.
A lot of boilerplate added.
Additional small info. Okay, so as you can see here, wow, this sets up a lot of things I wouldn't set up myself, and I don't really need that.
Yeah,
let's go through it step by step, because this is basically a boilerplate, right? So first of all, inside the git ignore, let's add, let's exclude modules iOS, because modules -- every module iOS that iOS that. Okay, I need help here. Is that?
Wait, what do you want to exclude exactly?
Yeah, because this is now ignored.
Oh, okay. So
I'm removing Android because we are not using Android. I already removing Android from here and from web.
Just
Apple, exactly. And in index. So there is one trick I learned, and there's one thing all of you need to be aware of. If you will use that now on Android device, no, not see. That's one of my biggest pain points currently. A lot of people are, forgetting about Android. It's not like I'm forgetting. Live activities doesn't work yet on Android. So that's the only reason. Trust me, I spent quite a bit of time understanding how to set up widgets on Android as well. And I do care about Android. But in current state, if we would use that module in React Native, it would break on Android because we would get an error that our custom module is not found. So usually I'm doing a little bit of magic to modify that. And that's a weird setup, honestly. But yeah, in basic steps, we have types here. I don't know why we have so many types in here. There is web. We don't need web, I think. Module view and view web. We don't need that as well. And the types too. Am I right? Yeah.
You know why types like this are useful is when you, for example, want to have so as a library author, for example, if you want to have your public interface different from your internal interface. So that's when you would want to have different interface that's exposed and different, because in the Kevin live activity module.ts, you actually say the names of your actual native functions. And if you want to do some magic on the JavaScript side to I don't know, there might be a lot of cases.
Now that you said it out loud, I really hate the name Kevin live activity. I want to call it amazing live activity. So quick rename for everything. Amazing live activity. Yeah. Now we're talking. Amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm just showing you how comfortable I feel doing changes like that, even though I know.
Since we are, it's an internal module, I think it's fine to just directly what we have in native to expose it to our app. But if you do a public library, it's sometimes useful to have this layer in between so that your private interface.
Why did it break? Oh, because we don't have the view, right? And
module events.
What? Why don't you see that? It's here. Amazing live activity module. Okay, so let's do it like that. Tick. And please find it for me. Tick. It's exactly the same, but it works. So it's better than it used to be. Okay. Great. Yes, here also amazing live activity module. You know what? I'm actually happy we are changing the name, because now we'll go through all of the files and maybe talk a bit about all of those files. So what makes a module? Here we have like additional view as well. It's a web view, but we are not going to be using that, right?
I can remove it.
Yeah. So we have here amazing live activity module. And inside that module, let me quickly change all of that to amazing. We have a module definition, which has a name, all of the functions. Sorry, actually, it's a constant, event that will be handled, functions, async functions, and the view. Now, which I can remove, right?
Yeah.
So those will be automatically parsed, basically, and this will help Expo to register and use our module. And inside the pod spec, well, interestingly, without the pod spec, Expo will not pick up our module. And that's a very painful, annoying detail. Like once, I got a AI review point that, oh, actually, live activities are not available under 16, right? So change that to 16. So I changed that to 16 and removed tvOS because it's not available on tvOS. And suddenly, my app stopped working. Like it just exploded. Like, I mean, Expo stopped seeing the module. It was extremely annoying. So let me bring that back. And now let's maybe quickly check if it works. If we can see the module, if it builds. And for that, what it will do, there is a hello string and there is a constant pi. So let's quickly go back to our layout, to the main index. A lot is happening here. So before that, pre-build iOS. Now what it does, it's basically going through all of the plugins. One of those plugins is Evan's plugin. This plugin that will cover by the end in like essentially takes this project, attaches it to this project. So it prepares a whole build for us, and it attaches it in a way that we can still edit this file, those files, and they will be edited inside the iOS. So it basically makes the link, right? Symbolic link. Inside Expo Target, we can additionally add entitlements, which are also then generated. But the important thing I wanted to show you is that I think it's inside of entitlement. Let me double check that with Evan's docs. So yeah, here we have entitlements. Possibly we will need to add entitlement for live activities to have a live activity for our app. So we'll do that in a second. First, let's build it up, check if it's working. What a great thing that Evan did is that you can also inside this file, inside this plugin, add images. So if you add those images, they will be available in your native code to use. And as a part of the plugin, Evan's plugin like checks the images section in the config data and attaches them as icons in XC assets. So in the background, let's do npm.
Yeah, one funny thing we faced on a project with those images is that they have to be small. Like they cannot exceed some, like, I don't remember, maybe like 1 megabyte or something. And our logo for the project was like huge. Everyone wanted this to be like extra crisp, and it wasn't showing in the live activity. So we had to make it really small. And I even added a CI/CD action that checks if the image is small enough. So like nobody replaces it again, because it would just not show the image in runtime. The build will be fine, everything will be fine, but there will be just white box instead of the image. So that was annoying.
I had exactly the same problem, and I thought that I'm doing something wrong because I didn't see the image. It was like you said, just like a gray rectangle. So then I learned, and it's actually in the docs, in Apple Docs, it says that image cannot be bigger than 4 kilobytes, I think, or it will not bundle up and be displayed. So yeah, it's building. While it's building, why don't I introduce you to my little friend, the project inside the Xcode? Because as I said, we can see all of that inside the Xcode, which is also, I can't make that bigger. So here we have the widget data. Here is the app. App is called Experimenta. And here is our widget. Isn't that simple? So with that, we can just, oh, by the way, I never made those previous work. So sorry, I won't be using the previous.
We've made it work. I can, like, what we've been doing on the project to like iterate on this, because if you want to do it the hard way of like, doing some UI change, then go to the app, build it, click start live activity, and see if it's, the feedback loop is pretty long. So what I've been doing, and I'm checking if it works now, because I think it's, because with Expo SDK 54, React Native is now pre-built by default, which is a nice thing. So like less building. The Swift UI previews were always crashing for me.
Yeah,
when I tried to do it. So what I did is I just had a separate project, native project, like fully new project, copy this widget live activity, iterate on the design there, because then I could use this UI preview and then just copy it back. It was like...
Wait, actually, can't you just open the widget as a separate project?
I'm not sure, maybe.
Should be possible.
It has to be attached to one. But I recommend you to try it out. Like
actually, Evan has one mention about that, that he figured out a way to basically build, trigger a build, but without React Native to make the previous work. And it was explained somewhere in development. Pre-built clean, pre-built template. He has a template for pre-building, and this template doesn't bundle React Native, so development is a bit faster because it doesn't have to compile. But yeah, as we can see, we have an app. Let's double check if everything is here. Nice. Here we have Apple targets from Evan. And we have amazing live activity module. Yeah, so this is basically, we can confirm that this is our module attached, right? Experimenta is the app, and we have amazing live activity module, copy generated compatibility header. So with this, now we can go back to the code. Let's go to the index. This is index with the animations. Let's remove all of those animations. And instead, let's just make pressable with text hello. Hello, okay. By the way, did you know that pressables have styles with like parameters passed into them?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was surprised as well. So basically, you can pass a function.
Oh, okay.
And inside you get pressed. So you can do something like that.
This is nice.
So the background color, but we make it width, height 50. So it's blue and with a tick. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. So you can basically, instead of making, explicit styles and set states and stuff like that, you get like for free, basically the button state inside the styles, which is super cool. So let's also make like a border radius, center, tick, and color white, and maybe some nicer colors like cyan, magenta. Tick, tick, great. Oh yeah, and this should be white. Tick, pong, pong, bang. Sorry, I got so excited I triggered my Polish.
Yeah, good luck, Danny. See you.
See ya, Danny. And okay, and now let's implement the onPress, and we want to get our activity module and set async value. So let's check if it works. See? Oh, sorry. This is the. So we don't want to actually set. Let's check the pi, because this pi, surprisingly, comes from the native side. And we have a pi. We have a pi from native side. So what can we do with that now? Because you might be angry at me because we still don't have a native activity, right? A lot of setup, but nothing's visible yet. So let's get back to Mr. Evans' live activity setup, because he created a great widget great module for that. So I'm gonna yoink it entirely, right? Let's go. Actually, let's do it here inside Xcode, like God intended. Widget live activity. So this is the generated, but in the pods, in development pods, we have our amazing live activity. Ta-da! We can modify and edit our modules from the Xcode as well. And to my surprise, they are synced as well. So let's do this. The entire definition. Think. Cannot find activity in the scope.
I think you need ActivityKit.
Yes, yeah. ActivityKit, exactly. So going back to the stealing. Tick. Great. Now, quick reformat. Widget attributes. We don't see widget attributes in scope. Why? Because widget attributes are here and they must match the struct in widget live activity from the previous module. So let's plop it in here. Great. So in theory, we should be able now. Am I right? We should be able to now display. Oh, sorry, not yet.
Rebuilding.
Nope, I'm being very silly because we copied the native part of the module, and we still need to inform TypeScript how to run that module, right? So let's go back to modules, to our implementation. Let's just plop it in here, but it's not Expo Live Activity. It's now amazing live activity. Amazing live activity, amazing live activity, tick. Did I miss anything? So this informs our TypeScript, how to work with this module. This registers the module. This implements the module on the native side. And it's not Expo Live Activity, it's amazing live activity module. Yeah, let's call it module. Yep, okay. And now, now everyone together, what do we need to do? I would pre-build just to be safe.
You don't need to. Oh, maybe you do. Yeah, that's pretty good to be safe.
Yeah, okay.
You can try without it. Maybe. Let's try without pre-building.
But anyway, so
if it doesn't work,
we need to either basically restart entire Expo because it rebuilds everything and then deploys everything on device, or we can just go here, change it to the simulator, and we can just play, and this will rebuild the project and push it onto the device as well without killing entire Expo Metro bundler. So it's being built. I mean, it didn't have to be completely rebuilt because we changed small parts and we changed them directly in the project, right? In the Xcode project. So now, hopefully, when I press hello, nothing happened. Yes, nothing happened exactly. I'm being a silly sausage again because we still didn't use that. So amazing live module start activity hello. So now we press. In theory, nothing happened, but now when we close the app, still nothing happened.
Okay.
I love.
Now the fun part begins.
Now the fun part begins.
Wait, what is on the right? Okay, it was just preview.
No, honestly, I think I know what is the problem. So the restart live activity name emoji. Okay. Yes, I know what happened. We didn't inform everyone around us, and by everyone around us, I mean the pod specs and all of the setups, that we will be using Expo Live activities, right? We didn't tell Expo that we will be using live activities. So we need to add the info plist in app.json.
Yeah, that's probably...
So here, info plist, tick. We will be supporting live activities. And now we need to actually stop the server and rebuild everything because we changed the config file.
Yeah, now we need to pre-build, run Expo pre-build.
Yes. Now we need to pre-build because now it will also modify all of the pods. Yes, resave. All of the pod specs and all of the information inside our project, right? So we have here the experimenta, and we have info plist, which is
so it will change this file pretty much.
And this will Lucas Alves says, as a module developer, that's so common on iOS. Almost everything needs a plist entry. Yeah, but because this is basically you might sound like, oh, this is so funny. Why would it need an info plist? And then you look at web projects and React Native projects, and then, oh, everything has a TypeScript configuration and ESLint configuration and package JSON. And we have a lot of configuration files as well. So yeah, we have our plist. The pre-build happened. Now we can run again npm run iOS. And if it doesn't work now, Oscar, we are kind of screwed because a lot of people because a lot of people invested quite a bit of time looking at us here and setting this up with us. So yeah, fingers crossed. That
there are actually two values you can set for live activities. Like this doesn't matter for our demo, but there is like obviously the first one that our app supports it, but the second one if our app wants to do frequent updates to this live activity. So if, for example, like the UI has to re-render frequently on your live activity, you have to add it, because otherwise it's like, I think every 5 seconds or maybe even longer. But if you want to do like every second, you have to do this NS frequent live activity something. And then users can also disable this in the settings of your app, because this will like eat more battery life and stuff like this. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind if you like implement this and find yourself that the live activity is not really updating. I tried updating it really, really frequently at the start, and yeah, then we switched to like every couple of seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you are doing this like automatically, but I super appreciate that once it starts building, you start to talk, because I'm not sure if everyone can hear me correctly, because once the builds are going, like my machine starts to like really work and my audio starts to jumble and scramble, and I have a lot of like audio visual issues and glitches in my on my side.
I also face this when you build on the new macOS, like the audio it's broken. I don't know. I also face this, but yeah, we can hear you like all right. It's all good, even when it's building. But yeah, I can feel since it's still building. So yeah, on my project, when I've been doing live activities, it's been like server driven. So what it means is that it's been like completely started, updated, and finished from the server. And I actually want to like extract all the knowledge and do a talk about this, because there was a lot of things like we had to kind of hack to make this work. Yeah, there are like some things you don't even need to consider when doing this locally, because for local live activities, your app is actually like, in the foreground to start them. But in server-side live activity, the app can be killed. It has only like a couple of seconds to run its background code once the live activity gets started. So yeah, it's like a whole different story to implement something like this.
And you will be soon having a I'm not sure if that's can we talk about that or not?
I want to do a talk, but I don't have a time yet.
Okay.
But
you have plenty of
CFP
knowledge.
somewhere.
So if y'all are interested about that, just hit up Oscar and he'll be working on that. Lucas, in the meantime, says that it just takes a time to figure it out, mostly because of those config files. Does it need NS live activities users description on plist too?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure, but this might be one of those things that Apple will point out on the review, and they might ask you to like add it. And I'm sure it's going to work now. I'm sure as well. So let's click hello. Now closing it. And voila, we have a live activity. So one state, second state, nice. Closing in, third state, we allow, and voila.
You saw that's allow. It's actually, this allow prompt is like one of the craziest things ever, because there's literally no way of knowing if the user pressed this thing.
Actually, and I've been making a small module for my team on my project, because we wanted to check if user added a widget. And we basically added a trigger because here Evan also added, like packaged with his Expo Apple targets, there is also a small module that allows you to send information between your widget and your app, right? So we started adding a small flag that user added or removed the widget. And there are two ways. On Android, you have this like on create and on delete. And on iOS, I think, you basically can name your widget any way you want, I think. So in widget activity, there is this name for the widget, I think, somewhere. Or I might be mixing it with Android. But yeah, sorry, I interrupted you in a very...
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, like at least I spent a lot of time on this. And if you start the live activity because how do you start live activity? In the local way, you do native module, but in the server way, you do a push notification through Apple push notification service. You set up some custom properties to inform the system that you want to start a live activity. And then like your iOS device gets woken up, you can run some background code, but until the user presses allow, you cannot update this live activity. So if you want to check if I'm right, you can, for example, open ChatGPT. Like this is for the viewers watching us. You can open uninstall ChatGPT, install it again, then the permissions will be reset. You can try to do deep research, which actually starts live activity from the server, and never press allow. And if you don't press allow, like there's no chance, like I tested it, there's no way to update the live activity. So it gets stuck there for 8 hours. And this is a crazy bug that you have to get around this.
Was... Oh, yeah. One thing. Okay, sorry, I might have mixed up the things, because look, here in start activity, this is basically the module that we yoinked from Evan that allows us to set up live activities, right? So first, there is the name of the modules. This one is for just before people will point it out. This is the name for Expo to mount the module. This is the event that we mounted. And with this event, we are able to basically send the data to our activity. So inside here, like start activity, for now, we are passing name and emoji. So I can now say stream viewers say hi. And here, as an emoji, we can send the fire emoji. Oh, how do I send the fire? How do I do emojis?
Like Control Command Space is the shortcut, I think.
You know what? I just yoinked it from Google. Okay. Stop it. Fire. Okay, fire. Doink. And now pressing hello. This was the previous. This is the thing. The hello and another hello. Always allow. Oh, yeah, because now I closed them. So now I'm going to get into those like nooks and crannies and issues that I encountered while working with live activities and things to point out. Yeah, okay. So
why is it not saying stream viewers say hi?
Because it's actually, this is the name for live activity. This is not the string to display. So that's the first thing, right? So when we look at the implementation here, we see that we have a content state, which is emoji, name and non-changing properties, but for some reason, this is a name that we are passing here, but our live activity is enabled. So this is a check. Wait, Isn't that the thing you?
No, it's different.
Okay.
It's from app settings. If you go to settings, disable it fully, then it's returning the value.
We can check is activity in progress. We can start the activity. So it basically takes in the attributes, takes in content state from the widget attributes, sets up the activity content, and then requests it to start with the name we gave in. But when we look at the activity itself, it's always hello and then state we passed. So let's now modify, and let's say that we want to add additional context with the text, right? So now we want to also pass the text. So we need to extend this because we want to pass also the z-text. Let's format it. I hate that it doesn't have auto formatting. Now we get screamed at because these are the content states for the previews. We actually don't really need the previews, but let's just say that we will add the text hi and the text hi. So yeah, these are, I assume, for the preview window, right? Has no member text. Why does it have no member text? I mean, we
context that's attributes. You should change it to state. Context.state.
Oh yeah. My mistake. Silly mistake. Okay, so we have it on this side, but now we also need it on this side. So we add text to the string as the string, and here let's still have the name. Because in our project we set a constant name because we don't want to trigger multiple live activities. We want just to have one. We modify the code a bit to basically have a singleton that we either like modify values or change the state on the same live activity to avoid duplication. But let's say we have an emoji and the text with the string. Here we are also passing the text as a text. In update, we also pass a text, the text, and inside the function, we inhale the text string. Any errors? Nope. And now we don't really have to restart the Expo. We can just click play, go back, wait for it to build up. Let's just cancel this live activity. Let's wait for it to bundle up, build up, and redeploy everything. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to show you in widget live activity. So this is the main view description, right? So inside here, we have the widget config. In the widget config, we have this main configuration. This is a part that is displayed when the user logs the screen. We have also configuration for dynamic island. This is the thing that appears near the notch. So this is the expanded region on the leading, so on the left side, trailing on the right side, bottom on the bottom side. This is the part that shows up when you do a long press to extend the widget. Stop it. There is compact leading and compact trailing. These are the left and right side on the small notch, right? And the minimal, honestly, didn't figure it out yet. And one very cool thing I found in the widget URL, you can pass basically a deep link, for instance, and it can re-trigger your app on a specific screen with specific properties or anything like that. So, yeah.
The minimal is when your phone already runs a different live activity and they have to share space in the notch.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, but the widget URL, it's super fun to use the deep link because basically you can like create a state and then have user go directly back onto the screen you want him to, right? This is very useful. And now back here, let's press hello. We crashed. Why? Yes, because I didn't modify the TypeScript side. Here we have a TypeScript side. And in here, we are now also want the string. And here we want the string as well, save. And in the index, this is actually just live activity because this is the name for the live activity. And this is the text now. Click, press, hello, closing in, default, bottom trailing. Stream viewers say hi, hello.
Nice.
Yeah, so actually one of the things also, because this bite us in the ass when we were working on this, you cannot modify the background color of the notch. It was very annoying. It has a black color on the light theme, I guess, and white color on the dark theme, something like that. It basically picks up the color by itself, and you cannot change it. It's very annoying to explain that to designers because they are very mad for that because they want their, live activities to look beautiful, and you have to basically tell them, no, we cannot do this. So yeah, this is a very powerful thing to do. And guys, people, sorry, not guys, not only guys, just also people. If you have any questions, I would guess this would be a moment for FAQs, because we kind of covered a lot of ground here. I could show you in couple of pointers what actually Evan Bacon's library does. So inside the packages, inside the Apple targets, the main component basically are this. So these are the plugins. You can clearly see it as with EAS credentials, with pod target extension, with widget, with Xcode changes, with Xparse. This is very simple code to read, so I don't need to explain it to you step by step. But basically, it jumps in when EAS is generating the code, and it modifies the files. So then we can open the project in Xcode and modify it right here without any problems. That's why we have automatically generated XC assets here. That's why we have those entitlements that are generated automatically. We can have declarations here. This is all thanks to the plugins. And that's the main thing that Evan's library is doing. So he has the plugins. There is this great extension storage. So this is for the widget. So you can basically communicate with your widget back and forth, setting values, getting values. It's like async storage, but this allows you to pass information to widget without explicitly declaring an event that will pass with those values, right? So yeah, now the most fun part, at least for me, is that look how simple it is to make that module. And you might now say that, oh, but I don't understand Swift. You don't have to understand Swift. You don't have to know how to write Swift. You can read the code. You understand what is happening. You are all developers, I assume. So you can use AI to help you with the, writing code parts. You remember, you are still responsible for the code. You are still responsible for those generations, but now you cannot hide behind, oh, I don't understand that. If you don't understand that, copy the snippet to ChatGPT and ask for explanation. If you don't know the syntax, ask AI to give you correct syntax, but first write a pseudocode, right? Native modules are super simple and extremely powerful, because from now on, you can basically extend the functionalities you can't get from other libraries. And we already, in my project, since I learned how to write Expo modules, we already used that skill multiple times. But yeah, sorry, that was my like outro, basically. So, dear guys, dear people, I'm waiting for the comments with questions. This is the FAQ. What would you like to hear more, or what is not clear for you, so we could explain? Remember, we are now here for you. So ask questions, use it as much as you can, because soon we will be going slowly to the finishing section of the stream. So now is your time. And in the meanwhile, Oscar, do you have some additional cool deep dives?
Yeah. Well, one thing, if you're talking like how to get started with Expo modules, how to actually like write them if you don't fully understand what's happening and like you want to understand what's happening here, it's like the usage of debugger. I think it's really crucial to know like how to place breakpoint in Swift. And so if we could present that, it would be cool if you could open the Xcode. Then if we go to the widget live activity, not this one, but the module.
The module,
the last one, yeah. And if you can place the breakpoint and start on the left side, whatever here, and then click it again in the JavaScript side.
Will it work?
Yeah. Why
like instantly? I don't know. I kind of thought that it will be.
If you have if you go to Xcode, can you show it again? Yeah, it's running, right? On the top right, it's running experiments in the main simulator, top right section. If it says running, it's attached as the debugger is attached. So if you press now the JavaScript side, on the JavaScript side, the button to start live activity, it will stop on this breakpoint.
So first let me clear this up. And now start.
And you can go back.
Yeah, yes. It took us here automatically. And we have all of the info here.
Yeah, this is like extremely helpful. Like if you're getting some issues, if you're getting, I don't know, crashes on the native side, you can here learn how to use debugger, watch some videos about it, because in here you can go to the next line, jump to the next line, jump into functions. It's going to be so much easier to do native code if you know at least the basics of the debugger. So that's something I would recommend you to check out, because it's going to make your native experience so much.
And honestly, that's something that I will try to take into my heart as well, because with so many years behind me of experience, I'm still very bad at using debugger. When I was working on widgets, we had some problems that the prints were not displayed for some reason, and I didn't want to use the debuggers, so I was just taking the strings that I wanted to debug and I was printing them on the widget as a view. So I'm still, after so many years, I'm still using console logs and improper words in code too.
Actually, widgets are tricky to debug because the debugger, it's a different, as you mentioned, the targets, it's a different target, so it cannot attach straight to the widget. But yeah, you can log in there. You have to run in widgets, it's simple because you can select, instead of the top experiments part, you can select the widget and run it here. But this is not for live activities. Only for the widgets on screen.
Honestly, I couldn't. I wasn't able to run the widget as well like that. I don't know why. I don't really remember, but
I debug
yeah.
widgets like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only the widgets on screen. Live activity, it's like a different kind of thing, kind of a widget, but a different one. So yeah, I think this is the thing I want to leave people with.
So learn debugging.
Questions.
Yes, we have some questions. So Lucas asks, is it possible for the user to create their own modules without creating a new module project? I mean, without Expo. Yes. Yeah. You don't have to have Expo to write a custom native module, because like, to be completely honest, I've never written a native module outside of like Expo framework, but it's kind of the same thing, right? Because you have in your regular project, you still have your Android files, right? You have your iOS files. So I'd say that with like without Expo, it's even simpler. Am I right, Oscar?
Yeah, like I would say there are two approaches you could take. The one you described, where you just add native files into, because as you mentioned before, like Expo is regenerating our native project each time. It's not checked into Git, although you can, but you should regenerate it each time. So if you add something, it will go away. But in CLI and like the React Native CLI without Expo, it's the whole native project, it's checked into Git. So you can actually add files in there. So you could write your custom module inside of this Xcode folder. Also, although I wouldn't recommend this, because then like you will make your upgrades harder. You have to like also check those files when you upgrade. So what I would recommend to do, and what we've been doing on projects, is to use React Native Builder Bob, and you can pass it create React Native library -- local, same as we did with Expo, like create Expo module, I think -- local. So what this does, it actually like sets up the module for you inside of the project. So I know the question was creating their own, like creating own modules without creating a new module project. So without Expo, you can do it. With Expo, you always have to have a separate project with modules, because like the folder will just go away after you redo it. So
I wouldn't, I wouldn't really say. I'm so sorry for like barging into your response, but I wouldn't even call it like a project. It's just a small config file with index file. It's basically a small directory.
Really small. So I would always recommend like keeping each module separate, and you can do it with CLI and you can do it with Expo. Like don't mess up the files in Xcode in the main target.
Grzegorz, I will get back to you in a second, but before that, Rodolfo asks, but in Expo, is it possible to create a native module directly within the project without creating a separate project for it? So it's kind of what we are talking about. Here, as you can see, I mean, I hope you can see, Android and iOS folders are not added to a Git directory. It's like in Git ignore, because those folders are then regenerated and generated in the EAS, right, as we go.
I think sorry, but like I want to. I think it's like CNG is the process of actually like generating the files. It's continuous native generation, and EAS is like Expo application services. I think it's like their cloud and
I mean, yeah, EAS uses CNG. That's
yeah. So like we use, because you can use, without EAS, you can just build on GitHub. Just wanted to clarify this so people don't. That's
a very, very good clarification, because I've been using like EAS, but this is the code generation that Expo uses inside the EAS.
Yes, exactly.
So you also have CNG without using EAS by just like running the build locally. But this is just because if you have a bunch of systems like that generate native code and connections between native code and your React Native parts in the pipeline. Okay, Rodolfo added, sorry, my YouTube video presentation was out of sync. So we basically answered. But now, since we're getting close to end, do you remember what I promised when we started? That there will be a small surprise.
Yeah, a new thing. Can't wait.
And this surprise Grzegorz asks, can we have React component inside live activity without auto refresh on file change? I would say that when Szymon Chmal heard about our stream and that we'll be doing live activities, he sent me a couple of sneak peeks in the new project he's working on, because he was basically like, I thought it would be great place to show it, because we just presented you how to write it with native stuff. This gives you a full control over the code, over everything. But if you are really that stubborn and you really want to just say, Kevin, I don't trust you, I want to use only React Native or my hands will fall off, then Szymon can rescue you a bit, because look at that. Look at what Szymon is preparing. Look at this video here that I got from him. He asked me to show this video on the stream. Look, here we have Expo components, React Native components that are basically using
Nice.
That are using a simple use widget hook. And with that, you can not only modify the lock screen, but you can also modify the dynamic islands that are showing up when you are using the notch. So it's not yet released, but as you can see, the work is being done, the work is being worked on, and hopefully very soon Szymon will have an amazing, very useful library to show. Yeah, Szymon is the goat. So I'm kind of afraid of talking about anything near him, because I'm afraid that in a week or two he'll be like, Kevin, I solved your problem and I made a library for it and now everyone can use it. So yeah. By the way, not to take away from Oscar, because Oscar, Szymon, and basically, I don't have enough fingers to name all of the people, but we have amazing developers here in Callstack that are constantly working to push new great libraries for people to improve the developer experience and the the client experience. Like, I'm super proud to be working for this company. So yeah. With that positive sneak peek for y'all, I would guess that we should be closing the stream. What do you think, Oscar?
Yeah, I think so. We talked about everything. Can't wait to do like round 2 with Szymon's library once it's out. It will be fun to see like how much code we can actually remove and how much easier it will be to use it. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, I hope that the viewers learned how to write their own live activities. I will have like my talk about this. Hopefully, will be out, and I will get to some conferences soon with it. And yeah, and then talk about the other side of this, like the server kind of implementation, which was also really interesting, and a lot of this little quirks that I had to deal with. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Nice. Actually, from me, one very, very last piece of information. When you are making your module, and this module is supported only by one platform, remember that you need to basically go into the place where you do the required native module, and you need to do something like this. You need to first initialize that with like null as that or this, and then additionally add if platform is OS, then add this to that. Let's call it just an X, whatever. And then export default. I mean, I did it quite, oh yeah, platform from here, and that's a let. So yeah,
I would do it differently, but I can share how.
No, that's a quick hack, but
I would create a new file and just like call it .android, or maybe rename this file to .iOS and create a new default implementation with just an amazing live activity module and provide like a no-op implementation. So if you call those functions, you actually, they would be called, like you would be able to call them. They wouldn't crash your app, let's say, and just do nothing. So, but most of them are fine.
I crashed our app on staging twice, actually, because I was super convinced that this is how Expo does it in the background. That if something is not supported by some platform, it will be basically doing mocked implementation to still call those functions, but with empty body. I really thought this is the deal. It's not the deal. So with my project, this is how we do it, and this is causing, of course, the situation where in here we need to make it an optional, or also check that if platform is iOS. But just be aware of that those modules, if you don't implement them on a specific platform, then it won't be available on a specific platform. It will be causing crashes because when you import it, the required native module still runs. Lucas Alves says, usually I call like reject if not supported on the platform. So in that way, it fails save in case of being a call, an async call. Yeah, but I feel like this would still create a lot of basically handled intentional errors. If it works, it works.
Say it's up to the developer how to handle it. Everyone likes to go like either defensive or if you just do something, just don't let this crash without doing anything. And keep in mind, if you do iOS only module, it won't be defined on Android. So yeah, do something. don't forget about it.
Yeah. And with that being said, let me actually be a very, very proper with that. No. Oh, this is the outro, slow outro music. Folks, I feel like we learned a lot today. I hope that you all learned a lot today with this presentation. Here is Oscar's handle on X. So go give him a follow because he makes amazing stuff, a lot of amazing stuff, and often shares that to the community. It's super fun to constantly be reminded about people who work much more than you. And yeah, Oscar constantly delivers. So go give him a follow. If you are curious, here's my handle, but I don't really tweet that much. But if you want to be updated about, I'm planning on doing some articles about the Expo modules, plugins, live activities, because since I learned it, why not share that with community? So if you want to be up to date with that info, here are the handles. We promise we don't spam, and we don't use AI to generate posts, which is a badge of honor these days. It's all crafted posts.
Yeah, all by hand.
Exactly. And yeah, with that being said, thank you all for joining me today. Oscar, thank you so much for being with me here today. I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. You were just amazing help, both in terms of your knowledge and your presentation skills. So I constantly felt like I'm not blowing this up.
Thank you. Thank you. You did great as well. Like great live coding.
Thank you so much.
Great delivery.
And Ryan, of course, as always, Ryan is always with us here, and he is our guest of honor on each live stream. But I see that there is more and more people who I see more and more often. So that's great. We are slowly creating nice learning community, which is super amazing to see. And I'm very excited every time I see your comments pop up in the comment section. But with that being said, let's stop with the sweetness. Once again, thank you all for being here with us, and see you next week. You want to say something? Oh, what? Okay. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. We are very small here.